This playthrough is rated T for teen. Chapter 4, December 21st, 1980. Well, if it's Chapter 4, we gotta reach the 4th floor, right? Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of The Last Window, The Secret of Cape West. In the last episode, we did Chapter 3. We found out a bit more about Rex and what Maria has been involved in, as well as solving a puzzle to possibly win a prize. And we got a top, winner top or whatever. But let's see what Chapter 4 awaits for us. December 21st, Sunday morning. I wake up suddenly again. As soon as I open my eyes, I can hear my mom's voice echoing in my head. Last night on the phone, she said, "Scarlet Star? No, I never heard your father say that." Still half asleep, I get out of bed, wash my face, and throw on some clothes. I decide to take a stroll to a small park I know 2 blocks from here. The chill air that breezes past me as I sit on the cold bench is kind of refreshing. It definitely helps to wake me up a little more. Item: locate the Scarlet Star, which disappeared at Hotel Cape West 25 years ago. No matter how hard I try, I just can't get that mysterious order sheet out of my head. I think it's about time I check out the 4th floor. Mr. Hyde, hold it right there. Huh? Betty? Are you ignoring me, Mr. Hyde? I was walking behind you for ages. I tried calling out to you several times, but you wouldn't even turn around. Sorry, my mind was elsewhere. Looks like you're not as alert as you used to be, Kyle. Maybe there was some truth in what Rex said, after all. So have you found a new place to live yet? Haven't even started looking. You're taking it very easy for someone who'll be out on the streets shortly. How about you? When do you plan on moving out? I'm all set to go on Friday. I'll be here for Christmas, though. After all, I wouldn't want to miss Santa now, would I? If I moved away before that, how would he know where I deliver all my presents? Are you kidding me? Tony's such a nice guy. He said he'd be my Santa this year. He what? I know it isn't great. He even said he'd get me that Bella Regina handbag I've been dreaming about. Bella Regina? That a person or something? Come on, Mr. Hyde. Everyone knows Bella Regina. It's a brand that's taken the world by storm. Clothes, handbags, that brand has everything a girl could want. The prices are a bit high, but it's also gorgeous. And you seriously think Tony's gonna come through and get this for you? Sure, he keeps saying how he's gonna be getting some serious cash any day now. Serious cash? Him? After seeing a movie last night, he asked me what I wanted for Christmas. I thought it'd be rude not to accept his offer to get me something. I hope you know what you're getting yourself into, Betty. He set his sights on you. You shouldn't lead him on if you don't care about him. You don't have to worry about me, Mr. Hyde. Tony knows all too well that he's not my type. Have you told the guy that? I don't think he thinks the same way you do. Oh, did you hear the news about the jewelry robbery that happened nearby? Yeah, I heard. It happened at a jeweler's very near where I work. I couldn't believe it when I heard. That reminds me, I wonder who that woman in the hat was. Yeah, like all good detective stories, you have the mysterious woman. Maybe she was paying a visit to one of the tenants here? Hey, Betty, did you see a woman wearing a hat around here, hanging around on Thursday night? She might have been visiting someone here. A woman wearing a hat? Can't say I did, sorry. Never mind then. Okay, see you later, Mr. Hyde. Betty says goodbye and makes her way up the stairs. Now, let's get on with it. Let's head up to the 4th floor. Oh, now what? Huh? Greetings, Mr. Hyde. Good morning, Miss Patrice. Have you been out? Yeah, I just went for a short stroll. Really, is that so? I'm glad I caught you. I wanted to thank you again for settling your rent. It may not have been as prompt as desired, but at least I got the money in full. If only some of the others could follow your example and do the same. Miss Rivet in 206, for example, she called to ask if I could wait a little longer. And Mr. Wolf, well, he's performed his usual disappearing act. I mean, this is the busiest I've ever been since coming here, and having unreliable tenants is a burden I'd rather not have to bear. Yeah, I imagine it's a pain. It certainly is, Mr. Hyde. By the way, there's something I had to mention. Well, what is it? Before we vacate the building, we'll be cutting the power to rooms that aren't in use. The 4th floor is scheduled first. It'll have no power as of the 25th. The power to the hallway will be off too, and I'd like you to refrain from going there. Miss Patrice, can I ask you something? That depends. What's it about? Would it be possible to see the rooms up there before the power is cut off? Yeah, why would you want to do that, Mr. Hyde? Do you have a valid reason? Well, not really. I just wanted to satisfy my curiosity. There really is nothing of interest up there. It was never renovated like the other floors, so it's just as it used to be. I imagine that by now the rooms are literally covered in dust as well. Surely there's no reason why you need to go and see those rooms. Actually, I've been wanting to take a look around up there since moving in. When I heard we'd all be moving out, I just thought this would be my last chance. I know it must sound strange, but I really like to take a look around. Would you make an exception just this once? I'm sorry, Mr. Hyde, that area's off limits for a reason. It's in a state of disrepair, and if an accident were to befall you, I'd be responsible. Don't cause any unnecessary trouble for me. I have enough to deal with as it is. Yes, of course you do. In fact, I'd be grateful if you could avoid mentioning this again. The 4th floor is strictly off limits to tenants. That's one of the reasons the fire door is installed. Actually, I've been told rather specifically to leave that floor untouched. The new owners were quite clear about their wishes. New owners? Personally, I find it ridiculous. Why would you want to see all those rooms at all? Okay, point taken. Just keep them off limits. It takes more effort than you may think. It would have been far more practical to have converted them along with the rest. But you didn't, for some reason. I wonder why. What kind of person bought this place, anyway? What kind of person is the new owner? Without divulging any particulars, let me tell you this. They weren't only interested in the building, but in the land as well. Can you tell me who bought it? For obvious reasons, I can't reveal the person's name. But why are you so keen to know about them, Mr. Hyde? I've been thinking about the whole thing. Why is it so important to you? The new owner asked you to leave the 4th floor as it is, but if they're only going to tear the place down anyway, well, something didn't feel right about that, so I was curious. I see. It may be strange, but it's entirely up to them what they do with their property. I guess that's true. Why was the 4th floor not converted? I simply couldn't afford it. After my husband passed away, I was left to fend for myself. I had to use all the money that had been left to me to buy this place. There simply wasn't enough to convert each and every room. If the truth be known, times were very tough here at the beginning. I apologize for taking up so much of your time with our chat, Mr. Hyde. I'll be on my way now. Max returns to the 4th floor, to her room. So the 4th floor is just as it was 13 years ago. Mr. Hyde? Huh? God, no one will leave me alone. Oh, it's Dylan. Oh, it's you. Can I ask you something? You better not be wasting my time. Hey, you want to see what's up on the 4th floor, right? I can show you. But you gotta promise me you won't breathe a word of it to Miss Patrice. Were you eavesdropping just now? I wasn't eavesdropping. I just happened to overhear your conversation. That's called eavesdropping. Anyway, if you really want to look around up on the 4th floor, I can open the fire door for you and let you in. On one condition, though. What's the catch? I want to hear about that guy. Could you be a little bit more specific? Rex Foster, I want you to tell me about him. And I thought I was the curious type. I'm not an information service, you know. Why do you want to know about him? Why? Because I'm curious, that's all. He's been snooping around here for 2 or 3 days now. He even asked me for some information about a 2nd floor resident. Dylan? I thought I warned you to steer clear of him. He's bad news. But Mr. Hyde, if he's such bad news, why did you speak with him in the lobby last night? How did he... So you were listening then too, were you? No, I was just in the right place at the right time. I was coming down the stairs and heard voices in the lobby. So you managed to discover that he's an insurance investigator then? And what if I did? Well, if you also figured out that he's been targeting a woman living here, maybe. You don't have to cover it up. I know what's going on. It's Mary for 206. That's who he's after. I'm right, aren't you? You can tell me. I don't think so. ... Looks like I'm out of luck. I thought you'd at least share a little info on Mary. So you were fishing for information. Oh, you got me. I was on to you from the beginning. If you think I could be sweet-talked into giving up information, think again. He's to see where you were a detective. Dylan, just drop it. But Mr. Hyde, what can you possibly want with this kind of information? Is there a reason why you're so keen on hearing about Mary? I just want to make sure. You know, check if my assumptions were correct. And what exactly are your assumptions? For one, that Mary isn't the person everyone thinks she is. There's something you should know, Mr. Hyde. I knew Mary before she moved in here. You did? That's why I'm curious about her activities. I see. How'd you know her? How'd you know her before moving in here? It's like this. When her husband was still alive, I did some repair work on the water pipes in the house they used to live in. It seems she doesn't remember me at all, though. My suspicions were raised even way back then. I had a strange feeling about her. What do you mean? You see, she and her husband had a really bad relationship. When I was fixing the pipes, they were quarreling almost all the time. Then 6 months later, her husband winds up dead. That's about the time the insurance company began looking into her. I'm almost afraid to say it, but I think that Mary may have had her husband murdered to claim the insurance money. So that's what you've been thinking about. Yeah. You seem to be the kind of guy who likes to unravel mysteries. Do I? That explains why you're excited when you discovered I was a detective. Then, when you got wind of Mary's husband dying, you jumped to the conclusion that she must have murdered him in order to claim the insurance money. Yeah, it's true, I love this kind of thing. You have to admit, it's fun to uncover a secret about somebody. That's why people like gossip and stuff like that. If you come with me, Mr. Hyde, I'll let you take a look around the 4th floor. If you're serious about wanting to check out those rooms, meet me up there at 4 this afternoon. Okay, I got things to do. Interesting. That guy has some serious problems, but I don't want to miss this chance. Gotta get myself up to the 4th floor by 4. That's my pager. Better get back to my room. Probably Rachel calling us again. Well, so much for the 4th floor for now. We'll have to wait for later. And yeah, you can see on the DS screen that shows our pager going off, so to remind us to go to the phone. Yeah, no quick buttons here to go to the phone, though. Time to call Rachel. The light on my answer phone is lit. Yeah, I might as well listen to it. I hear a man's voice on the tape. I don't recognize him. If you wish to accept my order, then respond in kind. Who is this guy? Put a penny in the envelope and leave it in the mailbox for room 404. When I receive your response, I will send further information about the item and the client. ... So now I'm supposed to reply to that order sheet? Who sent the damn thing anyway? I've really got to figure this out. Here goes my pager again. I get the message, Rachel. I'll give you a call. Red Crown, how may I help you? Rachel, it's me. Something up? I've got some additional info on Rex Foster that I thought you'd like to hear. I also uncovered something about Hotel Cape West. Good work. What's the dirt on Rex? I made some calls and it seems his reputation precedes him. He's definitely freelance. Plus, I found out he's contracted on a commission basis. Commission basis? Yes. Seems he makes all his money doing this kind of work. The rumors about him getting brought in to investigate insurance claims and the insurers ending up not having to issue payouts to the policyholders are also true. Guess the insurance companies much love the guy then. From their point of view, he represents a very valuable commodity. Paying him for his services costs far less than settling the policy payouts. That makes sense. Hey Kyle, is Rex after someone in the building? Seems to be. Do you know anything about them? It's a woman on the same floor as me, going by the name Mary Rivet. Mary? So it's a woman he's after. Yeah, 30-something widow moved here about half a year ago. So are you close to her? Not really. I've hardly even spoken to her until now. It just seems to happen when the big mystery is upon us. He seems to just happen to talk to everyone. I did have a chat with her about Rex Foster, though. Him hanging around all the time has really put her on edge. Seems strange you're having these kinds of discussions with people you hardly know. Trust me, I never planned on getting involved. Just kind of happened. Guess you know what you're doing? Can't say I trust her, though. Right, okay. Tell me what you dug up on Hotel Cape West. Hotel Cape West was constructed in 1950 and eventually closed down 13 years ago in 1967. The owner of the hotel at the time was a guy named Michael McGrath. Then on the final day before the hotel closed down, a party was held by the owner. It was during this party that something terrible happened. Somebody was murdered. What do you know about the murder? The victim was Kathy McGrath, the owner's wife. Her body was discovered in a room on the 4th floor. Seems the cause of death was put down to cyanide poisoning. The person who discovered the body was a man named Peter Rivet, a hotel employee. Peter Rivet? That's the same surname as Mary. Perhaps the most interesting part of all is that the case was never solved. And the murderer never caught. That's all I have on it for now. Did you find any dirt on anything that happened 25 years ago? 25 years ago? Yeah, that mysterious order sheet I received read, item, locate the Scarlet Star which disappeared at Hotel Cape West 25 years ago. No, I didn't find anything on that, but I'll start searching. I'll let you know as soon as something pops up. I'll be waiting. So the murder 13 years ago took place on the 4th floor of this building, and the person who discovered the body was an employee of the hotel. Sounds too convenient, but could have been Mary's late husband? Something Dylan said has got me thinking too. Maybe Mary is hiding something. If she is, I need to know exactly what it is. Alright, well, that's a lot to dig into, so let's go see what Mary's up to. Maybe that'll give us some information. We're just so curious, you know. We gotta know all the stuff that really shouldn't be pertinent to our immediate situation. You know, having to find a living area outside this place, but... What is it, Mr. Hyde? I think I know something about the bugging device we discussed. Probably a good idea if we talked about it. Of course, please come in. Alright, time to get the deets from Mary. Mary, I found out that the device you spotted is part of Rex's handiwork. Just as I suspected. To make matters worse, this wasn't the only one he'd planted. There was another device in Lucky's cafe near the seat you usually sit at. Oh my. Why would he do something like that? What possible reason could he have? Mary, I need you to be absolutely honest with me. If you can think of a reason why he's after you, you have to let me know. Just what do you imply, Mr. Hyde, that I'm some sort of liar? I just need to be sure. Do you have any idea? Can you think of why he'd target you like this? I don't know why you insist on asking me the same thing over and over. I have no idea. I'm asking because I want you to tell me the truth. Mr. Hyde. Someone told me that you and your late husband weren't on the best of terms. Who? I think you're hiding something, Mary, and I think it's time for you came clean. I had an interesting chat with Rex last night. You were ducking with him? Yeah? I tried to get him to stop pestering you and leave. Did you succeed? Not quite, but he told me some very interesting bits of information. Actually, he warned me about getting tied up in your business. What did he mean by that? He seems to be convinced that you're perpetrating some kind of insurance fraud. Fraud? So tell me, did you know that he works as an insurance claims investigator? Mr. Hyde, If you did know, why the hell didn't you mention it earlier? Oh, it would have saved us a lot of time and trouble. Mary, is there any truth in what Rex told me? Well, is there? No, we gotta confront her on this. Mary, look me in the eyes. Look me in the eyes. Damn it, look me in the eyes when I'm speaking to you. Mr. Hyde, please tell me what that offer meant said to you. Let me make clear, I don't trust the guy, and sure as hell don't believe his story entirely. But I need to get a better idea of the facts from your perspective. I need to know more about when your husband and brother died. Mr. Hyde, please. I'm not trying to commit fraud. Okay. Rex told me all about you, Mary. He told me how 13 years ago after your brother died in an accident, you became the sole beneficiary of the insurance policy payout. Seems the insurance company started getting suspicious from that point. That's a total lie. Is it, though? Mary, is Rex making this all up? Of course he is. Do you mean to say that you take his version of events over mine, Mr. Hyde? He is employed by those companies purely to discredit games and avoid payments. I can just imagine all the horrible things he's saying about me. I'm not like that. I was already dragged through all that this 13 years ago. Well, we gotta ask her the hard questions. Are you trying to commit insurance fraud? Why would they even consider doing that? Is that the kind of person you think I am? Mary? Well, no, but if you don't start giving me absolute facts, what choice will I be left with? Naturally, I want you to believe me, Mr. Hyde, and I'd like to tell you everything, but part of it is very difficult for me. Huh. Yeah, what is her whole situation? This already happened 13 years ago? 13 years ago, my brother, Mike Porter, died in a car accident. The brakes in his car failed and he plunged off a cliff. After he died, I was truly alone. He was the closest person I had to a parent. The only other person who took care of me like he did was Peter. On the morning of Mike's funeral, Peter gave me an envelope he got from Mike. Inside I found details of an insurance premium Mike had taken out prior to his death. I was the sole beneficiary of this, but it was a small comfort for losing my brother. Peter told me that Mike wanted nothing more than for me to be happy and secure, and had made provisions that would enable me to live alone without having to worry. The ring you kindly found for me was a present from my brother Mike. I see. The company that held Mike's policy began to pay out the premium, but before long they stopped making the payments. Despite the police investigation concluding that his death was accidental, the insurance company believed otherwise and began their own investigation. Besides, can you imagine the hardship I had to endure to claim Mike's money? To claim what was rightfully mine? Did they send someone to keep tabs on you then too? Yes, they did. But no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't find any proof that the car crash was anything other than an accident. Eventually, I received the entire payment. Of course, there were still plenty of people who doubted me, but I had to endure it. During that trying time, it was only Mike's friend Peter who stood by me. And after the insurance had been paid out in full, Peter and I got married. So that's how it happened. I want nothing more than to forget that terrible time. But even when I feel like I finally put it all behind me, this happens. I can assure you, Mr. Hyde, fraud is something I would never, ever consider. You have to believe me. Don't listen to that rat, Rex Foster. Mary? Well, you have to make me believe. You gotta believe! It just doesn't add up. How could two people close to you die in near identical ways? Moreover, they both left you substantial sums of money. But that's how it happened. They were both victims of similar accidents, and both cared for me enough to take out insurance policies that would ensure my security. They loved me and didn't want me to suffer, even after they had gone. Just like my brother, Peter, who also took out his policy without telling me. I honestly had no idea that I'd receive a further payout after Peter died. Was it the same insurance company, I wonder? What could be so difficult for you? If I tell you, will you hear me out? I want to ask if I had no intention of listening. If there's something you've been holding back, now's the right time to let me know. There is something. As I suspected. Time to talk. Yes, you're right. Half a year ago, after Peter had lost his life and the police called me, naturally I cried and cried, but deep down, a part of me felt like I had been released. The only rational explanation was that I'd been feeling pleased to be apart from Peter. Yeah, apparently it wasn't trouble. It was trouble in paradise. How'd you find out about Peter's policy? It was after Peter died and I moved here. I was going through his stuff and came across the policy information documents. When I read the details, it all became clear and I froze. Peter had done exactly what Mike had done before him and taken out the policy in secret. But why, though? Why in secret and everything? Mr. Hyde, after Mike died 13 years ago, I was left to fend for myself, that is, until Peter started looking after me. We wed after the insurance money was from Mike's policy was paid out, but I was still unsettled. Did he really love me, or did he have another motive for marrying me? After all, I had just been awarded a very substantial amount of money. It was on my mind all the time from the moment we moved in together until he died. After we got married, Peter began to use Mike's money to fund a business venture. At first it went well, but as time went on, things took a turn for the worst. We started arguing about money a lot of the time. Each time we had an argument, I felt myself drifting away from him one step at a time. If I had known from the start that he had his eyes on the money Mike left me, I would have distanced myself from him more. It would have been an easy decision. I would have realized that this was not the kind of person I needed in my life. The most ironic part of this whole story is, before I could discuss this with Peter, he was gone. The brakes failed while he was driving and his car plunged off a cliff. It was virtually identical to what befell my brother, Mike. They had one thing in common. They both decided to take out secret insurance policies, and they both named me as the person to receive the money in the event of their deaths. That's why I'm being investigated for fraud. I told them time and time again, I've done absolutely nothing wrong. So you say. So I got one more thing I want to ask you, Mary. It's about the incident that happened in the hotel 13 years ago. Why did you pretend you didn't know about it when we spoke yesterday? Especially seeing as your own husband, Peter Rivet, was the one who discovered the body of the murdered individual. Mr. Hyde, it's true he was the person who discovered the body on the 4th floor. But he wasn't alone. Mike was there with him. They discovered the body together. I'm sorry I lied to you about this yesterday, Mr. Hyde. I just wasn't ready to talk about this subject. So what happened? After discovering the body, Mike wasn't the same. He began to act strangely. The next thing I knew, he had died in a car accident. I strongly believe that had he never made that discovery, he'd still be alive today. Like someone tried to take him out because he found something he shouldn't have seen. Mr. Hyde, now you know pretty much all there is to know about my past. Please don't make me go through all it again. Mary. Don't worry about me, I'll be fine. I'm tougher than I look. No, you aren't. Why do I have the feeling I've heard that somewhere before? Right, it was after Dad died and we moved to New York. Mom said exactly the same thing to me. Try not to spend too much time thinking about it. Remember, we've only got a few more days in this building. If you find you need to get anything off your chest, give me a call. You'll listen to what I have to say? Yeah, sure, if you need to talk to someone. Mr. Hyde. Mary, I know this is tough, but can I ask you one more thing? Did either Peter or Mike ever have a conversation with you that mentioned Scarlet Star? Scarlet Star? Well, they mentioned the word star, I think. I see. If I recall correctly, it was while they were working. I distinctly remember that word being mentioned. My brother and husband used the word along with other working in the hotel. Do you remember what kind of meaning it had? It was a sort of secret code linked to the closing down party. What kind of party was it? Sorry, but that's something I can't help you with. That's all I can remember. Okay, no problem. Anyway, I've got to go. Of course. Well, that was interesting. Mary's husband and brother both seem to be connected to the incident 13 years ago. Also, the word star, that was used by hotel staff and then had some significance. Maybe the mysterious order sheet came from someone connected to the hotel, too. I can't figure out who sent it yet, though, but I can send back a response. I reach into the envelope and take out the piece of paper inside. I now have an empty envelope. I fold the order sheet and slide it into my pocket. Right, to reply, I'm going to need a penny. They're all over the place, man. We actually, in the United States, it actually costs like 1.01, or it costs like 1.01 or something like that to make a penny. So it basically costs us money every time to produce a penny, at least in my nation anyway. Don't have one on me though. I better head back to my room and see what I can dig out. All right, back to our room. Yeah, remember that piggy bank we had like a while back, or that rabbit bank? Well, now it's time to crack into it. Alright, it was in this closet, I believe. It's a piggy bank shaped by like Pinky Rabbit, or a piggy bank. My beloved piggy bank, there's a coin slot in the back of its head. I'm pretty sure there's some change inside. I didn't get the money at my piggy bank, but I prefer not to have to break it. You know why I hammer this thing like you did the other thing? No? Alright, wait. Okay, so we need our... Whoops. I need to grab something to get it, so... Alright, let's go back to the red crown bag. Oh wait, no, it's not here. Never mind. Sorry, it's the box. My bad. Wrong thing. There's a cardboard box. Yeah, we'll open it up. Maybe we can use this ruler. I take the small ruler out of the box. I think that's the only thing we can use right now anyway, so... I don't know if you could grab it before you mess with the pinky bank, but... I'm just so used to doing a specific order that I'm not sure if you could do it beforehand or not. And let's see, small ruler. This was in the Red Crown math set. It's a ruler, nothing more, nothing less. Let's see. Empty envelope. The mysterious order sheet came in this. Need to put a penny in it, leaving the box in room 404. Okay, wait. I sure hope this works. Alright, now another puzzle or mini game or whatever. Alright, so now we basically need to move the thing up and down to try and get a penny. We're basically trying to get the, not very good at this. There we go. Although there's really no reason to get all the change out. You only need to get the penny out, so. Yeah, basically you need to shake it up and down and then get the... Oh, there we go. Haha! If you get the penny, you don't actually have to do the rest of them. I just did it just because. I pick up 3 coins. This is another way to, if you run out of money before trying to win the prize, like if you bought too much soda that wasn't the right one, you could use that to get more coins to try to win the prize in the vending machine. Now I've got a penny. Take a penny, pick it up, and every day you'll have good luck. Pretty sure I've got all the coins out. Alright. Now as we back out of that. Alright, let's combine the, there's the penny. This was in my pinky bank. I need to put it in the order sheet. Oh, right, envelope. I put the coin inside the envelope. Now I have an envelope with a coin in it. Now penny's in it. I just need to leave it. Okay, now we need to combine it with the order sheet. Oh, right. I just need a penny in there, sorry. I don't know why I was thinking of something else. Okay. Let's see. Alright, let's go down to the, Yeah, let's go back down to the mailboxes now. Alright, here's the fourth floor slots. Whoops. Wrong button. Slots on the mailbox that have been sealed shut with tape. They put the response in this mailbox. Alright, so we basically need to peel the tape off of this, so. No, well, let me. There we go. Haha. Right, that's sorted. Now to sit it out and wait for a reply to arrive about the start of the reward. $4 p.m. I can go see Dylan now. After I reach my room, I slump onto the sofa and mull over the order sheet. Hotel Cape West closed down 13 years ago, and there was a party before the closure during which time a murder took place. The staff at the hotel had a secret code, STAR, that they used. What connection can this all have to do with the order sheet? 4 o'clock already. Suppose I better get going. Wouldn't want to keep Dylan waiting. Alright. Time to see Dylan about a 4th floor situation here. Alright, Dylan, you're gonna need to let me go in there. Haha, there you are. Dude! Sorry, I still can't do a Schwarzenegger voice. Oh, Mr. Hyde, I've been waiting for you. Well, I'm here now. Let's get the show on the road. You're on your own, I'm afraid. I'm not going in. You'll have to go in on your own. I thought we agreed you show me around in there. That's what you said earlier. No, I never said that. Maybe you weren't listening to me. I said that I'd let you in, not give you a guided tour. So you'll let me in. Yeah, I said I'd tell you how to get through the fire door. Got it. And if you know how to get through the door without setting off the alarm, you'll never have to deal with Miss Patrice getting upset if you go in there. Music to my ears. The first thing you need to do is disable the alarm. It's really simple. All you need to do is turn off the switches on the control panel. Sounds simple enough. I used the panel before. Right, I never forgot about that. Let's move on to the next part. You'll need to disable another panel before you can get the door open. There's another one? There's a lever in a box to the right of the door. If this is turned off, you'll be able to open the door. Do you follow? Yeah, I think I've got it. Also, please bear in mind that the door on the reverse of the door is broken. So make sure you don't get stuck in there because you won't be able to get back out. Great. There's a toolbox next to the door. If you look inside, you'll find a door stop. But once you got the door open, I recommend that you use that, using that to prevent it closing on you. That should be all you need to avoid getting trapped in there. I'll make a point of remembering it. I'll be in the hallway of the floor below, making sure that no one tries to come up here. Good plan. Then, once 30 minutes passed, I'll come and get you. I'll reset the lever and disable it afterwards and reactivate the alarm. But one last thing, try not to make any noise while you're in there. Just draws attention. I won't want Miss Patrice to come looking for you. You got that right. Okay, I'll leave it to you. Dylan makes his way towards the stairs and disappears out of sight. Alright, let's switch again. Do we have to do that one thing where we have to hit it both at the same time? Please don't make me do that again. The switch for the alarm is in the on position. I better remember to disable this before trying the door. Hey, we don't have to do it again. Although we're still gonna have to do some situations with tapping. But just not this one again. That should do it. No more annoying alarm sounds. My ears should thank me. Alright, let's go look at the equipment and stuff. There's a toolbox fixed to the wall there. There's a wooden doorstop in the toolbox. Well, there's the doorstop Dylan told me about. I pick up the doorstop. Alright. I don't think we can grab anything else. I think that's it. Okay, anyway. Alright, let's take a look at the switch there. A case of the fire bell with some kind of lever. This must be the other control panel Dill was on about. Right, so Dylan said I just need to pull the lever inside the box. Let's see here. So there's a couple ways you could do this puzzle. What we need to do is we need to be careful about just flinging this thing all over the place. Whoa! That cover just came off! So what you can do is you can basically try to keep it from swinging around, and you need to pull the switch. The way you're supposed to do it is, well, there's a couple ways. You can either find a screwdriver to turn this thing off, or you could, you're supposed to use two hands on this one, so you're basically supposed to use your hand to turn this up all the way, and then you pull the switch. You have to be careful about how much you pull off there. So let me see if I can do the puzzle from before on this thing. Okay, it was the end button. Yeah, I must not have gotten to it in time. Alright. Yeah, you're supposed to be able to pull this up really, really far. Like, oh. Let's see if I can pause and do it again, so. Yeah, I was trying to hit it before it dropped back down. Yep, because if you do it too much, it'll break off, and you'll cause it to there we go. Okay, got it. That's the easiest way to do it. There's another more difficult way to do it. You have to actually get the screwdriver from Kyle's room and use it to take off the thing, but you have to do something a little bit extra outside that, because if you do that, there's a chance of breaking the thing and causing it to crash, and then Mags comes in and the game ends. So, but when I use this setup, I can't really do that effectively, so doing the cheap pause the game and push the frames forward is the easiest way for me to do this. So that should do it. Now the lever is turned off. Now the fire door should open. Okay. Do you really need like a isometric view just to show off the fourth floor? Like, ooh. So this is the fourth floor. Seems I heard was right. It's just like the hotel up here. Okay, time to have a look around. Alright, before we do that though, we want to make sure to do the whole doorstop situation there, so that way we don't get ourselves locked in. So doorstop, an old wooden doorstop. It's used to keep the fire door open during a fire alarm. I placed the doorstop underneath the fire door. That should do it. Okay. Ooh, now we got stealthy music. 403, 405, 402, 404. 404 is where it's supposed to look. I'll just take a look at all, see if there's anything else I can examine. Now this acts like a detective game. Or a mystery. Quite a view out of this window. I can see all the way across the street. I don't think there's anything else in here. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I guess that's it. Okay, let's go to the 404 then. I was just checking the elevator just for funsies. I tried to push the elevator call button a few times, but the door doesn't open. Okay. I was just curious what he said when you did that. Okay. Anyway. If you try the other doors, they're locked. So, huh? This room seems to be unlocked. That's how you're supposed to know. You check all the doors and they say they're locked. And then when you try this one, it's the only one. There's a distinctly moist smell in here. So the hotel rooms have been left like this for all these years. Alright, now we got all this whole room we could check out, so. It's a coffee table with rounded edges. I can barely even tell which part of this armchair are dirt and which are stripes. All the dust doesn't help. The stripe pattern on the sofa is looking pretty faded. I was wondering if you could click on anything else. There's a wash basin in the corner of the room. There are cupboards underneath it, but I can't open them. They're broken. My face is hidden behind all the dirt in this mirror, and I think it might be an improvement. Okay, nothing else. See, it's in the bathroom. The bathtub is moldy. Glad I'm spending my day checking out moldy bathtubs. I tried to turn the taps on, but they're rusted in place. Not like I need to run a bath up here anyway. It doesn't matter how much class the wood seat adds. I'm not going near it. Guess I need to supply my own toilet paper. Yeah, I guess so. See what this has. It's a chair. There sure is a lot of furniture going unused up here. Don't think I'll sit down. I'd only get dust all over myself. A table by the window. It would probably have been nice to sit back here back in the day. Now it's just covered in these mysterious dark stains. I hope I won't catch anything from being in here. An abandoned chair. Why haven't they sold this stuff in a yard sale or something? Oh yeah. It smells like the curtains aren't the only thing hanging in there. I don't need to poke my nose into the curtains. They already have enough holes. I guess I already checked that, so. Yep, okay. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. No, anyway. Some large bundles of old newspapers are stacked up in the corner. Some parts look too damaged to read. They're really old newspapers. The curtains are a delightful shade of lavender and moldy green. Ugh. I'll avoid sitting on this chair. I'm not convinced it'll still hold a grown man's weight. The desk in this room is relatively small. It's also discolored and a little bit unstable. There's a small lamp on the edge of the desk. Okay. Check the letters now. Some pieces of paper are scattered around the desk. These are all sheets of Hotel Cape West headed writing paper. What's this? Looks like an old card of some sort, but it's hard to tell because of the dust. I could just about make out a star symbol underneath the layer of dust. It's also got Hotel Cape West written on it. What kind of card is this? Can't make out the letters clearly enough, though. Alright, let's use the good old microphone to get this to dust this off. I'm gonna have to get rid of this dust. There's so much dust. My setup is I have to press the M button to blow into the mic. Here we go. You can actually set this up to use your actual mic for me to blow into it, but I don't think you viewers want to hear me making blowing noises into your ear like some really bad ASMR. The writing on the previous Dusk cover card reads, "We'd like to thank you for your patronage of Hotel Cape West over the years. In an attempt to show our gratitude, hereby invite you to attend a final party to mark the official closure. If you are able to afford the time, we look forward to your attendance. On December 10th, 1967. Hotel Cape West, manager Michael McGrath." So it's a party invitation from 13 years ago. The party on the night of December 10th, 1967. That left Kathy, the wife of the manager, dead. I put the old invitation in my pocket. Oh, hey, Dylan. Mr. Hyde, we're almost out of time. You should come out soon. Time's up already? Just about. The longer you stay in there, the more likely we'll get caught by Miss Patrice. You better come out right away. Yeah, I get the message. That's too bad, but better cut my losses for now. So how was the fourth floor? Did you find anything good in there? Unfortunately not, just a load of rooms filled with dust. Not exactly the result you're hoping for. If I tell him everything I did up there, this chat would go on for ages. Before I forget, even though you know how to get to the fourth floor now, try not to go up there when there are people around. You don't want to get found out by the other Teds, especially Miss Patrice. Makes sense. Okay, I have to go now. Dylan says his piece and leaves. He's got a point. Last thing I need is people prying into my business. They hold back for a bit before making a return trip. 5 p.m. Alright, let's head on back down. See if we catch anyone or anything while we wait. Maybe go back to our room or something like that. You damn fool! I can hear some raised voices coming from further down the hallway. What's going on here? Yeah, it's Frank and Tony having a row, huh? Looks like Tony and Frank are having a bit of a disagreement about something. Alright, let's... Well, give us something to do for a while, I guess. You're wasting your breath. I know exactly what you did. I'm telling you, I don't know what the hell you're going on about. Just admit it, you half-wit. Admit what? How many times do I have to say it? I have no idea what you mean. Hey. Is there a problem here? Tony, you want to explain what's going on here? Hyde. It's nothing, just a bit of communication problem. Is that how you explain it? The old fool's accusing me of being a thief. Well, are you? You're a shifty-looking guy. That's why I'm asking you about the theft. Just own up to what you did. We can put this marriage behind us. How can I own up to something I didn't do? You better stop throwing those accusations around real quick. I don't care how old you are. I'll take this to the next level. Tony, maybe you should calm down a little. If you start throwing your fists around, you're going to regret it later. When he gets agitated, he soon resorts to his fists. He's simply that kind of person. I'm warning you, Gramps. See what I mean? Mr. Raver, I'm not trying to interfere, but you might want to take this discussion elsewhere. Shouting at each other in the corridors is just going to get people to notice. A good suggestion, Mr. Hyde. Tony, this is not over. We'll continue this later. Frank utters his farewell and leaves. Senile old fool. You insolent fool! Tony, mind telling me what the hell that was about? Same old crap. Is it the same old crap? Why is he accusing you? You sure you didn't do anything to set him off? I haven't done anything. He's got his facts wrong. Not really surprising at his age. Have you got any idea why he's on the warpath? It's his tape recorder. The one he always carries around with him during his strolls. Can't say I've noticed. What's it like? One of those small ones, the kind that fits in your hand. When he's on his walkabouts, he always has it in his hand. He seems to spend a long time walking around muttering stuff into that thing. Everyone in the building's seen him do it. Anyway, he started grilling me because this thing's gone missing. Why do you assume you had anything to do with it? I don't know. We've been bumped into each other by accident. An accident, you say? That's all it took to set him off, the old crank. Where'd you run into each other? It was in the lobby, just after you come up from the basement. When was it? Not sure. Is it important? Well, it better be if you could tell me. I'm pretty sure it was just after 4. I can't believe I'm being put through this again. Why do people always figure I'm to blame? Tony? So you're absolutely positive you had nothing to do with the tape recorder going missing? I tell you, man, I'm clean. It's always hard to tell with Tony sometimes. Look, I've got to get out of here for a bit. Get some fresh air. Later, Hyde. Tony walks off. What's got Frank so worked up? There's something fishy about this. Almost like he's hiding something. Well, let's see about that. What did he say? He said he's near the lobby, so let's see what's near the lobby there. Maybe near the basement. I don't think I've actually explored the basement yet, so we'll do that really quick. It's a slightly dented locker. The things in the buckets are all for cleaning the floors. Those are clean already. Some dirty towels are piled up on the top shelf. Keeping the building this clean has got to make some towels dirty, right? There's a dirty mop standing up against the locker. The mop head is missing more than a few strands. I think that's it, so, okay. Yeah, there's the laundry room. That's actually our next location, is the laundry room. Laundry. Alright, let's see what's up. It's a large washing machine. I think this one's broken. Nothing happens when I push the button. It's a large washing machine. It's showing the signs of heavy use. I always use this one. Me and this machine have been through a lot together. What do you call your machine, huh? It's a washing machine with a big capacity. The glass in the door certainly looks like it could use a wash. It needs a good wipe down. It's an old television on a stand. It won't turn on. Maybe it's broken. There's a pot plant in the corner of the room. Each branch has a lot of thin leaves on it. The bottom of the TV stand is full of magazines of free newspapers. You know, I've never really bothered to look at the magazines in here. Okay, that's it for that thing. Nothing in the trash can. Trash, but some screwed up pieces of paper. There's a locker in the corner. I think I'll take a look inside. There's a handy supply of detergent in the basket at the bottom of the locker. There's detergent in the bottom of the basket at the bottom of the seat. Or I don't know. Something. Oh, whoops. Actually, I forgot if there was anything. I don't think there's anything else to check, but nope. Okay, let's make sure. One of the 6 communal washing machines. I can see where it's been repainted. The colors don't quite match up. It's a large washing machine. Not quite industrial size, but still pretty big. No one's left anything inside. I'm glad there's so many washing machines. It'd be annoying if they were all in use. This one works, but has a slightly broken door and won't always close properly. There's sort of a trick to closing it. So, are you gonna mess with that or not? No, I guess not. This laundry basket's looking past its prime. It has a few holes, big holes in the bottom. There's a wicker laundry basket on top of the machine. It's totally empty. It's totally empty, dude. There's something in here earlier that Tony forgot, but it looks like he realized. Ah. Alright, where's this? Okay, here. Oh. Alright, well that's what we're looking for right there, but some empty bottles of detergent have been left on the table. Someone's just been leaving their empty bottles lying around? I bet it was Tony. Yep. There's a table in the middle of the room. It's white. I like to sit in here with my thoughts while I do my laundry. There's 4 matching stools around the table. They're less than comfortable. The legs on the stool don't exactly look like they're screwed in too well. Hope no one's planning on sitting on it. And hopefully no one's heavyweight. Oof. The seats on the stools look like they're made of oak. The stools all feel rough and damaged. What's this? Is there something under the table? Could it be? Da-da-da-da. It's a tape recorder. It appears to be slightly cracked. Possibly for dropping onto the floor. I pick up the broken tape recorder. As the cracked one fell from the table. Guess I better return it to the owner. Alright, so now we can take a look at it. Broken tape recorder. Found this in the laundry room. Oh, it doesn't have a tape in it. Alright, let's go to Frank's room. Oops, wrong button. Didn't mean to click that again. Alright. So yeah, now we need to go up to room 302, I believe was his room. Or we could just knock on every single door until we get there. One of the two. But that wouldn't be fun now, would it? Of course, his room has to be at the end of the hallway. Can't be like right next to the front. Alright, where are you, Frank? No answer when I press the buzzer. Maybe it's buzzed it? Not in. What a pain. Too busy searching for your recorder to actually get it back, eh? Alright. Well, we'll come back later then. This is my pager. Time to head back to my room. Alright, yeah, we'll come back another day and get a hold of Frank. Now, like I said, all of our rooms have to be at the very end. Can't be right near the front. No, sir. Wouldn't be allowed. Wouldn't be prudent. I don't know why sometimes they give us the phone call option, and then other times we actually have to walk up to the phone to use it. Time to get Rachel on the phone. Hello? Avon calling. Red Crown, how may I help you? It's me. You have an update for me? Yeah, I've unearthed some extra information on Rex Foster. What is it? Before he went into insurance investigations, he worked as a reporter for a magazine. What kind of magazine? It was called Los Angeles Beat. It was a weekly publication that covered current affairs. Looks like it was pretty classy, too. How does a guy working for a decent magazine like that end up doing dirty work like this? That's the question. You got anything on the hotel? Not yet, I'm afraid. I still got a few leads to follow up on, though. Understood. I didn't mean to have you work through Sunday, Rachel. It's no problem. I didn't have any plans today anyway. Plus, it's nice to hear your voice. Yeah, yours too. They flirt with each other, but nothing ever comes of it. The stress is killing me. No, I nearly forgot. Better go and see if Frank's back. Well, that seemed like a weird distraction, but okay. The hell? Tony's door's open. I thought I saw someone in there. Hello? I'll just take a look through the gap in the door. What the? It's Frank. I can see the back of Frank. What's he doing in there? Damn. What are you doing in here? What are you doing in here, weird old man? Well, let's take a look around Tony's room while we're here. Mr. Hyde, I'd appreciate if you left me in peace. Alright, fine, we'll talk to him, alright. Hey, what is it? What are you doing in here? I can assure you I'm not doing anything that could be considered illegal. Not that it's any of your business anyway. I'm not interested in being lied to. Tell me the truth. This is Tony's room, and I don't see him around. How'd you get in? Why are you here? ... You can't ignore this, you know. Hey. Can you hear me? ... Hey. Keep your voice down, will you? I'm not deaf, so no need to shout. If you want me to keep my voice down, start talking. What are you doing in Tony's room? Searching. I know he's hiding in here somewhere. And you don't think that breaking in and entering is illegal? You know, he didn't take your tape recorder, Frank. Why would you care to explain how you could be so sure? I found your tape recorder. You what? So there's no reason why you need to search Tony's room. If you've got it, please return to me at once. I have something extremely important in that tape recorder. Except there's nothing in it, though. I'll give it back to you. But before I do, I'd like you to answer my questions. Tell me what's on the tape recorder. Why should I share details of my private property, Mr. Hyde? Now, if you listen to me, listen to me, old man. More importantly, how did my tape recorder come into your possession in the first place? It was on the laundry floor. You did? You told me you went to the laundry today, didn't you? ... Are you maybe beginning to realize that you've got the wrong man? Perhaps now you can tell me why you were so quick to point that finger at Tony. Isn't it obvious he looks like the kind of person who'd go around lying and stealing? He has a criminal record, too. I did know that. Once a person has committed such crimes, it's very hard to break the habit. He might think he wants to put all that behind him and start a new life, but he can't. I don't think it's up to you to make that decision. Of all the people who want to start a new life, there's always some that succeed. I think that numbers are very low, though. In Tony's case, I'd say it's next to impossible. He can't change, at least not until he feels genuine remorse for his shady past. Tell me what you think Tony did. He is responsible for a violent incident that caused a lot of pain and suffering. When did this take place? Actually, it happened twice. The first time was 5 years ago, and the second and 4, he was also arrested for theft, but there wasn't enough evidence to convict him for it. He's done a lot of petty crime, it seems like. Tell me, how you know so much about Tony's past? I've got friends in the police force, Mr. Hyde. They give me information. What is it? Are you trying to say that you're an ex-cop? About time you pieced that together. I worked on the LA police force right up until I retired. Well, would that be the time you would retire? Okay, never mind. Now I'm beginning to make sense of it all this. Mr. Raver, what is it? I don't really give a damn if you're a cop once or not, but I strongly recommend you stop assuming people are guilty without gathering all the facts. Tony didn't take your tape recorder. He had nothing to do with it. Searching his room won't make a blind bit of difference, because I already found it elsewhere. It was on the floor of the laundry all along. Here, this is it, right? What happened to the case? It's cracked. I guess it must have cracked when it fell off the table and hit the floor. Hang on. Where's the tape that was inside? I have no idea. That's how it was when I picked it up. I see. I may have misjudged you a little, Mr. Hyde. I want to thank you for returning this. I'm not interested in your thanks. Maybe you should try giving Tony an apology instead. Once the tape is safely back in my possession, I shall do that. I guess that's reasonable, I guess. Frank says his piece and leaves. So Frank's tape has gone missing. But more importantly than that, he left this room practically upside down. Maybe I better clear away some of this back before Tony gets back. Alright, so now this is the only time we're going to be able to check out Tony's room, so let's get this done now. All Tony's cups and plates are in the cupboard, and admit it doesn't amount to much. How does he manage with so few cups? You'd be surprised. I'm not touching the cupboards at the bottom. Ugh. Or he said like erg or something like that. The oven looks surprisingly clean. He probably never uses it. There's a kettle on the stove. It still has some water in it. There's a grease all over the extractor. Tony clearly never cleaned it. There's a locking cupboard there, but the door is all warped so it won't open. Some of these cupboards are missing their handles. The lacquer on the front of the cupboards is peeling off pretty badly. The doors to these cupboards look like they're barely holding on. The drawers are completely disorganized, the ones that open, that is. Tony left a bunch of dirty dishes in the sink, and I think they might have been here a while. Ugh. Yeah, actually, I'm pretty bad about removing dishes from the sink, too. There's a refrigerator with a freezer built into it. I call the thing retro, but it's just old. There's a huge bottle of milk at the bottom. Not sure I expected that. I won't smell it to see if it's still fresh. Curious as I am, even I have my limits, yeah. There's a few bottles of cherry juice on the inside of the door. Huh? Those look like they're from the vending machine in the lobby. Huh. The only food in here is a pack of ham and a jar of pickles. I can understand having snacks to go with the booze, but you might need more food than this. Well, depending on my mood, I'm pretty light eater too, so. Or I don't eat a lot of refreshing food back to back. There's a wash basin next to the bathroom door. I see a few lumps of toothpaste stuck in it. This technically counts as a mirror, but it's so grimy that it's ceased all usefulness. There's mold on the shelf. No joke. Ew. Lovely. There's a bath towel hanging on the side of the tub. Not the best place for it to dry. There's lime scale all over the bathtub. I doubt he's even attempted to clean it. Yes, these are the taps for. Whoops. Yes, these are the taps for the bathtub. The shower curtain is slightly damp, and damp isn't a good word. Ugh. There's a few drops of water on the shower head. My great eyesight comes in handy again. There's marks on the side of the toilet that must be from the shower spraying on it. Tony's left his shampoo on the top of the toilet. It's a popular brand, soft on the scalp. I used it once. The commercials told me I'd never go back. They lied. Yeah, commercials lied to you. What a surprise. I'm not entirely surprised by the location of the toilet paper holder, nor by the fact that Tony's almost out of toilet paper. What a slob. Yeah, he's actually not that bad considering, but... does Tony have the stereotypical poster? He does! There's a poster of a dame on the bathing suit hanging up next to the bed. Well, I wonder if there's a hole to get out of this hotel through that thing. No, wait, that's a different movie. She's an attractive lady. Can't say she's my type, though. Are you sure? That's a pretty lovely lady. What is your type, Hyde? A girl with glasses, maybe? Tony has left a pair of vintage jeans lying on the bed. The bed's cover is a sickly brown color. The pillows are ragged and misshapen. Ugh. Tony's pillows don't look too comfortable, but I'd rather not touch them to find out. The blind is all grimy. Oh well, not much to look at outside anyway. So. The bulb is dead on the lamp. Isn't this the one in my room dead too? I forgot all about it. I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, it just takes me to the same description if I do it from here. Well, looks like, well, at least he has actual guitar, so he actually does know how to play, I guess. Now, well, let me examine his, the table in here. Nope, okay. Yeah, we're supposed to check the papers, basically, is what we're supposed to do. That are on the floor there. That sets up the next section. It's a poster of a young man in a terrible outfit, looking far too proud of his guitar. Oh, is that supposed to be Tony? Now that I look, wow, that took me a second. Now that I look, I think it's a poster of Tony in his glory days. Huh. Yeah. Really let himself go, huh? Some records have been hung up on the wall. These must be Tony's greatest hits. I see a keyboard, but no stand. But it'd be generous. I'll be generous to assume it's in one of the boxes. A small television, like the rest of Tony's possessions, is garish and faded. Well, I guess you could call this a TV stand, but it's practically just a small table. This guitar looks like it's seen better days. These shelves are full of jazz and rock albums. They almost reached up to the ceiling. Looks like we have a few records in common. Who knew? I see Tony's left some empty whiskey balls lying around. These headphones seem a little oversized. There's a record player on top of the shelves. Hey, that make them pretty small these days. I've heard of most of these bands. I think they're all pretty popular. The records on the bottom shelves are covered in dust. The records fallen on the floor and been left there. These empty whiskey balls are all over the floor. Guess that could be Frank's doing. These tapes scattered across the floor all have labels and reading audition. I wonder what his songs are like. I don't know. Huh? This letter paper. I don't believe it. It's the same as the order sheet I received. What's Tony doing with paper like this? Curiouser and curiouser. Huh? Hey, Hyde. Sorry for coming to your room without permission. Don't sweat it, it's no problem. Really? I just met old man Raver. He told me he found his tape recorder and returned it to him. Yeah, that's right. He also said that he came to see me and noticed that the door was open. You came in when you saw him inside and asked him some questions. That pretty much covers it, right? Pretty much. Did you hear anything about the tape, Tony? What tape? Frank said that there was a tape inside the tape recorder, but it's missing now. Yeah, actually, he did say something like that. I don't know where it could be, though. So Tony doesn't know either. Maybe it's time he eased up on playing detective, Hyde. Stop thinking about this tape and take it easy. Now I stopped to think about it. It's been quite a while since you've been in my room. You're right. One more thing, though, Tony. Yeah? Yeah, might as well ask him some questions. Did you leave a letter in my door a while back? A letter? Nothing to do with me. I never even considered writing you a letter, man. Even back in the day, people didn't write letters as much as they used to. You're telling me the truth, right? Cross my heart. I mean, I write letters from time to time, just not to you. Who'd you write to? I thought you'd have guessed by now. I write them to Betty. I've got this plan for us to give each other presents at Christmas. Problem is, I just can't seem to get the wording right. It's either write a poem or a song, one of the two. Tell me, Tommy, where'd you lay your hands on that letter, paper, and envelope? They were given to me. By who? I got them from Dylan, you know, the guy from the 3rd floor? Why would Dylan have them? Hey, Hyde, why don't you hang here for a while? I'll let you hear my latest song. I think I'll take a rain check on that. I got a few things I need to sort out. Okay, maybe next time. Alright. Well, that's interesting about the whole situation there, but let's go see Dylan. Huh? Now, oh, let's speak of the devil. Hi, Mr. Hyde. Dylan, I wanted to ask you something. Ask me something? What is it? Yeah, let's ask him about that paper. Did you give Tony letter paper and an envelope? Yeah, that was me, alright. Is there some sort of problem? I just wonder where you got them from. Actually, they were given to me too. I got them as a present for all my hard work. They were from Miss Patrice. Huh, Max, huh? I figured I had no use for her, so I passed them on to Tony. I see. So you haven't put a letter in my door recently? A letter? Certainly not me. Why would I be writing you letters? If I had something I need to say to you, I'd rather just come and say it. Yeah, I expect you would. Why are you asking anyway? Yeah, it's nothing. I was just thinking about something. If you're really curious about something to do with that letter set, maybe you should pay a visit to Miss Patrice and ask her directly. In fact, I was on my way there. Shall we pay her a visit together? Together? Well, I have to see her anyway to return something I borrowed from her. Come on, let's go. Fair enough. Alright. Yeah, now we got them in our inventory, sort of. Now we look like a very odd, well, I won't say it, but... Oh, whoops, I should buzz the door. The door's locked. I don't know why I tried just opening the door. Oh, I wasn't expecting to see the both of you. Is there something I can help you with? It's awful special. We just bumped into each other as we were both heading here. I came over to return these to you. Here you go. Dun dun dun. What were those keys for? Why, thank you, Dylan. Okay, now I can leave you both to it. See you later. Dylan hurries off. What were those keys? They're spare keys to the apartments. Dylan occasionally has need to borrow them from me. For one, it's necessary for when he's doing certain types of maintenance. Okay, that makes sense. So, Mr. Hyde, what do I owe the pleasure? I just wanted to ask you something, actually. Oh, what might that be? Just asking about that paper. Did you give Dylan a letter set? A letter set? Oh, yes, I remember. Yes, I did give him one to him. I see. Yes, I remember clearly now. Can you recall where you got it from? Oh, Mr. Hyde, would you like a set too? If that's the case, I'm going to have to disappoint you. That was the last one I had. If you're really keen, though, you could try buying one yourself. If memory serves, they are on sale at the local drugstore. They aren't very expensive either. Interesting, so I can pick up an identical set quite easily. So much for that. Have you left a letter in my door recently? A letter? Well, I put a copy of the closure notice in your mailbox, but nothing more. Have you not checked it yet? Actually, I've already read that letter. That's good to hear. Is that all you came here to ask me, Mr. Hyde? Yeah, that's just about it. Sorry to have bothered you. Actually, there was something else. There was. Mr. Wolf from River 201 has promised to sell his rent after all. Tony said that, did he? He did. He called me earlier to assure me that he'll be settling his debt soon. Well, that's good news. It is. Now it must be going. Mags returns to the comfort of her room. And she makes sure to lock it, too. 9 p.m. I return to my room and throw myself onto the sofa. I just can't get it out of my head. Who could have sent me that order sheet? Doesn't matter how hard I think about it. There's no answer in sight. Guess just to set my mind to uncovering a little bit more on the Scarlet Star first. Yeah, have you already noticed that this game takes place longer than the previous game? I think the previous game only took place within like 3 days or something like that. It wasn't very, if I remember correctly, it wasn't that long. It was within a couple of days that we saw the mystery or whatever. I think it's time for me to take another look around the 4th floor. Yeah, more time passes in this game than the previous game. Alright, let's head to the 4th floor now. Like we did last time. Alright. Alright. Wait, what? Hold on. What? The door's open. Strange, the fire door's open. Looks like whoever's ever in there had the sense to use the doorstop, too. Time to find out who it is. Yeah, all the doors seem to be the same as before. However, the only door we know that is unlocked... Frank. I recognize that figure. Hey. What are you doing in here? Yeah, what are you doing, you crazy old man? Whoops, didn't mean to hit that. My bad. Mr. Raver? What brings you all the way up here? Just how has that got to do anything with you? It hasn't, but isn't the 4th floor off limits to everyone? I'm well aware of that, but I could ask you the same question, Mr. Hyde. Why are you skulking around here where you shouldn't be? I kind of stumbled up here, and it doesn't take me long to see the fire door was open. I thought Dylan must have been inside, so I poked my head in. Except I didn't find Dylan, I found you. So I'll ask you again, what are you doing up here? I came here. I arrived here much like you. I noticed the door was ajar and came inside to investigate. I saw that nobody was here and thought that somebody had forgotten to close the door. I'm gonna have to give Dylan a piece of my mind when I see him. Uh-huh. Frank stops our discussion there and leaves the room. Must have been. He might be a fool if he thinks I'm buying that story. What have you been doing here? Well, let's see what he's been messing with. Man, he must have messed with something. He was over here last, right? What the? One of the desk drawers is open. Seems to be empty. Huh? There's an imprint of something at the back. What could have been kept in here? Yeah, how come we didn't open it earlier to try to check it? Anyway. Oh, now who is it? Huh? Tony? Tony? What? Hyde? What are you doing all over here, man? I could ask you the same question. Yeah, well, I have... You have what? Damn it, man, I'm no good at keeping things secret. Spit it out, Tony. What are you doing up here? Okay. I'll tell you, but first tell me your reason for being up here. I mean, you must have a reason, right? Not really, just taking a stroll. A stroll, you? Yeah, is that a crime now? I figured it'd be nice to see this war before we all had to move out. When I got to the top stairs, I saw the fire door was open. Isn't that weird? That's the same reason I'm here. I hate to ask, but could you make yourself scarce this time? I want to take a look around here, but I want to do it alone. Sorry, but my stroll's not finished yet. Maybe you should go home and come back another time. Me? Come on, man. Take a hike and leave me in peace up here. Why are you so keen on being alone? Just trust me on this. If you hang around, it's all going to go wrong and I won't get the cash. Cash? What cash? Just forget about that. It's my business. You get a pretty clear picture of you, Tony. You call Max to tell her the rent's coming soon. Also, Betty's thinking you're going to buy her a snazzy Christmas present. Where's all this money coming from? It's my business. It's got absolutely nothing to do with you. How are you getting all the money to pay for these things? I've got something lined up, that's all. What have you got lined up? What's with you, man? Are you deaf? Hey. You planning on ripping somebody off? Who would I do that like? What would I do a thing like that? Tony, you better come clean or else. Hyde, wait a sec. I haven't done anything yet. Yet? That's the key word here. So why are you hanging around up here? Look, Hyde, I'm begging you. Let's have this chat another time. This time I have to be alone. Just turn around and leave, will you? And you expect me to just do what you say? Please, Hyde. If you don't take my advice, things could turn nasty up here. Turn nasty? You just plan on paying you a visit. I can't tell you that. Let me guess. You're expecting Frank. Right. ... Please go back to your room. If you're here when he turns up, my plan's gonna disappear up in smoke. Except Frank was already here. All right, time to grill Tony. So what the hell are you up to? I can't tell you. I just can't. What is Tony hiding? I don't have enough of the facts to pressure him here further. Alright. We don't have what we need. Alright, so, yeah, we can't, Actually, let me ask him the other question. Hey. What is it? Well, ask him the other question. What's that plan you're talking about? I can't tell you. I just can't. Why is Tony hiding? I don't know if facts to pressure him further, though. Okay. Tony, wait here for a while. Hide? Alright, let's go see Frank. Maybe he's got... See if he's got some info for us. Because that's who he's waiting for up here, for Tony. Tony's still inside. Better leave this open. Yeah, I don't want to leave the door stop. Or don't to forget the door stop or whatever, so. Alright, once again, we go through this door for Tony. Or Frank, I mean, sorry. What do you want? Just want to ask you something. What is it now? It's about why you were up in room 404. Were you hoping to meet someone while you're up there? Well, actually, Tony called me up there. Just as I suspected. Do you know why? I haven't got a clue. He just said something about having an important topic that we need to discuss. Did you end up meeting him then? No. Because you turned up and I decided I got go through with it. I see. Anyway, I'm sick to the back teeth of this subject. And I'm too busy to stand here and talk to you. Please leave. Not yet. I still have to ask you something. Did you get your tape back in the end? No, I'm still looking. Now that's interesting. Are we quite done now? I have things to do. I have old man things to do. Frank retreats back into his room. So that's how it went down. Alright. Yeah, basically Tony had his tape, is what it was, so it's pretty obvious. Alright, now we need to go back to talk to Tony again. All the way back in here. Surprised Tony's letting us. Well, Tony's not gonna get his money anyway because Frank decided not to go through with it. So, hey, what is it? All right, let's ask him again this time. So, what the hell are you up to? I can't tell you. I just can't. If I let you in on this, then you're gonna know how worthless a human being I am. Tony. You're worthless already. No, you're not a worthless human being. Really? You shouldn't have such a low opinion of yourself. But if you're so sure that whatever you're up to is going to soil your name, then stop what you're about to do and leave. It's always the same. Every time I do something like this, I end up regretting it later. That's all I do is regret. What's this plan you're talking about? I can't tell you. Out with it. You're not doing a very good job of hiding it anyway. What? You're planning to send Frank to the hospital. You're gonna break his kneecaps. No, extort money from Frank. You're planning to extort money from Frank. No! The old man told me everything. He told me that you called him up here with something you needed to talk to him about. He what? But when he got here, you were nowhere to be seen. Then I turned up and he went back to his room. That's what he said? Great, now you know. I was planning to have him meet me up here. That was going to make him a deal he couldn't refuse. Alright, Godfather. Ever since the notice went out about this place closing, he's been coming to the 4th floor to look for something. I noticed he carried his beloved tape recorder with him when he did. So I thought if I could hear the contents of the tape, I'd know what he was after. What do you regret doing, Tony? Well, you see, it's about what you did in the past, isn't it? What? What do you know about my past? I've heard all about you, Tony. I was told by someone who knew about your previous convictions. Who could have told you about that? Frank Raver. Him? How'd he know? He's an ex-cop like me. Used to be part of LAPD. Even though he's off the force, he still doesn't take too kindly to ex-felons. Figures. So now you know. Where's Frank's tape? I've got it somewhere safe. I was planning on returning it to him if he could beat my price. I'm certain there's stuff on that he'd rather keep it to himself. Can't believe it's such a fool. Yeah, pretty much we're defying stupidity this time. You really need to think more. If you spend as much on your music as you do on these crazy schemes, you might actually get somewhere and make some money. Threatening people with violence just doesn't suit you, you know. It's always the same old story. I end up doing stuff that isn't really me. That's how I managed to hurt the 2 people you heard about from Frank. I just started selling some of my music then, too. My manager squandered the money we'd made for the concert. I just saw red. Can't say he looked very pretty after I finished with him. I mean, you kind of had a reason to do that. The second time involved some street punks. There was a diehard fan who didn't stop listening to my stuff even after the first incident. And this punk started wailing on the guy. I jumped in and sent the punk to the hospital. This time I didn't get off so lightly. The record company severed my contract. From then on, all my efforts have amounted to next to nothing. I'm such an idiot. If you consider that this is the right way to live your life, then change. Yeah, you think if I could do that, I'd be in this situation? If you're serious, then yes. If you stop thinking up ways to beat people senseless or get money from them, you'll be heading in the right direction. Sure, it takes time and might be a pain in the ass, but you'll get there in the end. And you'll be able to put that old Tony behind you and start afresh. Hyde. You said start afresh. You're not the first person to tell me that's what I need to do. Who told you before? The fan I rescued from the punk. You know what the fan said to me? I love your songs, I have them all, but you've got to get out of this rut you're in. You're only hurting yourself. Start afresh and put the past behind you. Start to live a better life. That's how it was, Hyde. I made a promise to that fan. I promised to start afresh and put the past behind me. I vowed to make the best music I'd ever made. Then maybe it's about time you made good on that promise. You wouldn't want to let your fans down, would you? Hyde. Pull yourself together, Tony. You just have to really put your mind to it. You really think I can? You're right. What you said just now, I think I can change. I hope you can, for your sake. But what? What am I gonna do about the old man's tape? Give it to me, I'll look after it. Just tell him that you gave it to me and I'll sort out the rest. You serious? Would I say it if I wasn't? Da-da-da-da, we got the tape. Tony gives me Frank's tape. I'm counting on you, Hyde. I'm gonna head back to my room. Well, that was taken care of. Good thing it only took a little short conversation to convince him to work on his music. If always that was easy in real life. Tony makes his way out. I think I'll head back to my room too. No way I'm giving this back without hearing it first. There we go. That's the way you do it. Alright, yeah. Like, yeah, we'll give it back to him, but only after we listen to it first. He probably got it from this room somewhere, so maybe. Who knows? Alright, back to 202. And see what's on that tape. Alright, where's the... Oh yeah, we have to go to the phone on this thing. Alright, we have to use the tape now on that. Frank's tape. A microcassette tape belonging to Frank. I got it from Tony. So let's use it on the... I'll play Frank's tape on my answer phone. First I gotta get my own tape out first. Alright, let's eject it. Let's do side A first. We actually want to hear side B, but I want to hear side A. Let's see what this thing says. It's actually got music on it. I was supposed to be able to play music. You're supposed to be able to hear it. I'll be about to turn it on. Yeah, you're supposed to be able to listen to the music on this thing. Damn. Yeah, if you press, if you reset it, you get a game over on this. ... Ah, crap. I broke the tape. Damn. That's gone and done it. How the hell am I going to explain this to Frank? Yeah, it's one of the game overs you can get if you rewind the tape. So, we'll retry, of course. I just wanted to show off what happens if you do that, so. Okay. Anyway, let's go back. So. That way, I gotta keep going. I thought about showing off all the game overs in the game, but some of them are interesting, and then some of them are just like quick scenes, and then it's like over. So yeah, I forgot. I actually forgot how to. Oh, right. I don't know why I checked that out. Well, you're supposed to be able to play the side A, but for some reason it wouldn't let me do it or it wasn't playing. So. I guess we'll just do side B. You're supposed to be able to hear the side A, but I couldn't get it to play. Maybe you have to play a bit of the tape first before you do it. See what this thing says. THAGONDIHOE. Coherent. The thing is broken or something? So now you have to figure out a way to, Alright, let me see if it'll let me play the side A now. Now that I played a bit of it. See what this thing says. There we go. The hell? It's just a music tape. Okay, now we reset. I just wanted to show off some of the music, so. Let's see what this thing says. Okay, let's do this again, but we need to do something very specific to figure it out. Okay, so yeah, it says that thing. Alright, so we need to do something very specific to get this set up, so okay. We need to press the pause button and then press the play button. And then we need to do the press that, and then unpause it. 13 years ago, a person died at Hotel Cape West. The deceased was Kathy McGrath. The voice of an elderly man comes from the tape. Investigation memo number 0083. That's Frank's voice, all right. The state of the 4th floor is just as it was 13 years ago. My initial sweep of room 404, where Kathy McGrath's body was found, is complete. Before vacating this building, I must find the lost items connected with Condor. Kathy McGrath? That's the name of the victim from the murder 13 years ago. Now I know that was the room 404 that her body was discovered in too. Looks like Frank has been looking at the events of the murder that took place. But what does he mean by lost items connected with Condor? The question is, why is Frank investigating the incident from 13 years ago? Without wanting to jump to any conclusions, maybe he's got some sort of connection to the hotel. ... I think it's time for me to get my head together. You know what that means. End of chapter. After returning from a walk early on December 21st, I ran into Max. I asked if I could take a look around the 4th floor, but she refused. Someone overheard my chat with Max. That person was Dylan. Right. Dylan said he'd gladly show me around the 4th floor. We agreed to meet there at 4 o'clock. My pager started bleeping, so I got Rachel on the phone. She had some new information about the murder in the hotel for 13 years ago. She revealed that the person who discovered the body was Peter Rivet. Right. The person who discovered the body was none other than Peter Rivet, who just happened to be Mary's husband. Armed with the information Rachel had given me, I went to question Mary. She talked about accusations of insurance fraud and about her husband and brother. From this chat, I learned that Mike, her brother, saw the body as well. I also learned that the secret code in the hotel. Right. Mary let slip that the hotel staff used star as a secret code word. It was connected to the party that was thrown just prior to the closure of the hotel. After finishing my chat with her, I prepared my response to the order and posted it in the room, mailbox 404. I listened to Frank's tape, which I got from Tony. I thought I knew what Frank had been investigating. Turns out it was looking into Kathy McGrath's murder. Right. Frank's looking into the murder in room 404 from 13 years ago. There was a memo regarding the unsolved murder case in Frank's tape. I listened to the entire tape of the contents. It said something about what Frank was actually trying to find. Turns out he's investigating lost items connected to Condor. Right. The last thing recorded in Frank's tape was him saying that he's looking for lost items connected with Condor. Seems I'm not the only one looking into the building's past. But why is Frank so focused on this even after his retirement? Why did he still be looking into the unsolved case that happened 13 years ago? A murder 13 years ago and the disappearance of the Scarlet Star 25 years ago. There has to be some sort of connection that links the two incidents. But I get the feeling that my questions are just leading to more questions. Well, until the end of the game, then you get them all answered. Alright, well that's the end of chapter 4 of the game. So now we got so many questions and so many answers left to do. What is Frank's role in all of this? Will we gather any more clues? Does the fourth floor, will it render any more information? Find out next time in chapter 5 of The Last Window, The Secret of Cape West. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.